people out there, let's talk about The Legacy, issue number 1. This is a class comic book title that features both Naked Justice and Space Cadet. This is written by Patrick Fealy and illustrated by Tom Craig. Sometimes it's a bit tough to keep up with all the timey-wiminess that takes place in class comics. Some titles take place before other titles. This title takes place before Brigade number 1. This also takes place before the 2016 issue of Strip Show, where Felix Himner asked Byron Durand, who happens to be Space Cadet, to take up the mantle of being Naked Justice for Gateway City. And this story takes place several decades after the Naked Justice beginning storyline. So it's kind of like in the middle of all of this stuff, but it's still relating to Naked Justice beginnings, but it's also relating to how Space Cadet is going to be taking over the mantle of being Naked Justice. Naked Justice and Space Cadet find the old lair of Dr. Silverfish, but this place had been destroyed, which was a sacrifice by Naked Justice's former team. There are several apparitions taking place here that looks like it could be some sort of ghostly thing, but it turns out there's a possible telepathic villain that's behind everything. His name is Brainbender, and whether or not he is behind everything is left open-ended. This is a very short comic book, and I'm hoping that future issues are going to be coming out much quicker than the usual speed the class comics generally does. Because at this point, I'm not really quite sure what this story is about. This was a nice little introductory, but I'm not really quite sure what the future issues are going to be about. The artwork was great. I'm a huge fan of Tom Craig. In fact, I'm one of his patrons on Patreon. And the small story that we got wasn't bad. I'm sure that Patrick Fealy has some sort of overall plan to tie everything together. Like if we had a monthly series with this comic book, that would be really darn awesome. We get both pinup art and some sketches by Tom Craig, showcasing his style and drawing both Naked Justice and Space Cadet. This issue was good. It was short. That's the only minor complaint that I have about it. It's also very class comics, which that means it's very adult. I am a fan of anything gay superhero comic book related, and this does fit in very well in the class comics universe. So I'll just leave it at that. If you're interested in getting a digital version of this book, you want to go to classcomics.com and you can order it from there. Thanks for watching me in this video. Be sure to check out my Patreon site when you get a chance. Check out my social media sites, my websites, and everything else out there. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. One thing I'm not really quite sure I understand in class comics is why did Naked Justice ask Space Cadet to give up his own title and become Naked Justice? Couldn't he have just been Space Cadet, the guardian of Gateway City, while Naked Justice was fighting demons and other stuff in this other dimension? At least in my head, that seems like it would make more sense, although I'm hoping that Patrick Fealy is going to explain this a bit more and give a real reasoning as to why he had to give up his own title.